this is now being pushed on children. This is the most disturbing commercial I've ever seen. I have a little series on my YouTube channel of woke commercials where we try to guess what product the woke commercials are selling. This one I wouldn't do as a separate woke commercial breakout video. It's too disturbing for that. But we do have to cover it because the issue really matters. This is a commercial from Pantene, the shampoo company, now defending, mainstreaming the sexual abuse of children in a commercial in which two lesbian women dress a little boy up as a little girl and insist that the boy really is a girl. Take a listen. So you've got this woman blow drying the little boy's now long hair. It's how you are seen.
Sawyer is an old soul. She is our spunky and creative kiddo. Sawyer also happens to be a transgender girl.
So says this woman.
I remember the first time she was out in the community wearing the clothing she wanted in her hair, and she kind of was herself. And that was the first day where I saw her.
Pause it right there. Pause it right there. First of all, I don't know how these lesbian women came to have custody of this girl. Something tells me they didn't make her the old-fashioned way. I'm sorry. See how confusing this is? I don't know how these lesbian women came to have custody of this boy that they are now dressing up as a girl and insisting is a girl. And I am certain that they did not make him the old-fashioned way. This raises other political and social questions. But what this woman just said is so awful. This woman said, yeah, I took my little boy out and dressed him up as a girl. And that's when she was herself. When we pretended that the little boy was a little girl, that's finally when she was herself. And then here's the kicker. And that was the first day where I saw her. So this woman is saying that this child, however she came to be raising this child, that this woman didn't see the child when the little boy was still dressing like a little boy. Only when the little boy allowed this woman to dress him up as a little girl, only then did this woman see the child and accept the child. Keep going.
She has always been super gender creative.
Pause. Gender creative. She has always been super gender creative. So obviously that's a term that doesn't mean anything. I suppose it could mean confused. But what do we mean always? From the time that the little boy was a very little baby? When the little boy didn't have agency? When the little boy was so suggestible to all the influences around him? Was that him being gender creative, or was that these women with a very radical view of sexuality imposing that view on this young boy? Keep going.
Been a big part of her transition. Once she told us that she identified as a girl, she immediately wanted to grow her hair out.
It made me feel good and confident, and it made my insides match my outsides.
All right, I can't take any more. Pause it there. If you want to watch the rest of the commercial, you can, though I wouldn't recommend it. So they've got this little boy, and they've put this little boy on camera and said, okay, this is what you're going to say. We've got the whole studio set up here. Talk about how now your insides are matching your outsides. Right? This is not an organic moment. You don't set up a film shoot organically. That's not how these things are edited or cut. This is obvious, not just contrived in the sense that parents and educators are contriving, and indoctrinating views onto children, but even the whole film set here. And what is so crazy, politically, the reason I mention this is because it's all to sell shampoo. It's all to sell shampoo. If this is what capitalism is, I'm out. Get me out of there, okay? But of course, this is not. Frankly, the word capitalism is kind of silly. It's a word that was popularized by Karl Marx. But I think this should show conservatives who are waking up to these questions now that there are immoral things that can happen in the free marketplace. That free markets are wonderful. I love free markets. Free markets are a means to an end, which is a good society, right? That's what societies are always pursuing, the good, human flourishing. And those markets can be perverted and lead society down perverse ends. These women, what they are doing and how they are abusing this child should be criminal. This should not be legal. They should be in prison for this in a just society. And Pantene Pro V, or whatever the product is, should not only be ashamed of itself, should not only be boycotted. This sort of thing should not be permitted. I think a lot of conservatives are waking up now to say, oh, right, we love markets in their proper place, but we need guardrails on society, or the society that we talk about, oh, we love free markets, we love big businesses, it's going to eat itself. It's going to undermine itself. Capitalism, corporate America, is going to become the biggest vessel for radical wokeism, radical leftism, that is going to totally subvert the culture unless we conserve something beyond low tax rates. Really, really spooky stuff. Speaking of weird sex stuff, I have to get to the most important story of our day, Teen Vogue. I have assiduously avoided reading about the Teen Vogue saga, editors being fired and claims of racism and thisism and thatism. But it actually shows us something about the cancel culture and these kind of drastically political visions that the left and right are putting forward. If you enjoyed that break from disinformation, historical revision, and screaming about the end of the world, be sure to hit the subscribe button so that you never miss another video.